Nerdvengers, the first official Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings trailer has dropped from Marvel Studios, and oh baby, is it a good trailer. In this video, we're going to be breaking it down, go over some things that you might have missed, and speculate about what we think we're actually seeing in the trailer. If you've been watching Marvel trailers for, I don't know, any amount of time ever, you know they like to hide things, use different dialogue, use angles that look like they're together. They do a lot of stuff to present a cool trailer that does give you certain beats of the film, but they like to hide their secret.
All right, then, keep your secrets.
So, we're going to be breaking all of that down. Before we get into all that, though, make sure you smash a like on this video. And I did want to remind you that a large part of what we are doing with the Den of Nerds is happening over on our live streaming channel, The Den of Nerds Live. It's a different channel than the one you're watching right now. Go check it out. Okay, so first of all, this trailer kind of came out of nowhere for a lot of Marvel fans and all of the normies out there. We've been anxiously anticipating any amount of marketing for Shang-Chi, for the Eternals, for some of the Phase 4 projects that we've been really looking forward to but have been delayed, obviously, because of what happened in 2020. However, certain insiders, including everybody's favorite Grace Randolph and Daniel Rickman, had been teasing for weeks that a Shang-Chi trailer was coming out very soon, and both of them said yesterday that it would be coming out today. So shout out to those two and the many other insiders doing great work out there trying to keep Marvel fans satiated because, man, they're a hungry lot. Also wanted to mention that it is Simu Lee's birthday. Happy birthday to you, Simu Lee. Honestly, man, I'm really anticipating your performance in this movie and in the future of the MCU. You seem like a really chill dude. Happy birthday to you, man, and what a treat, because this trailer's crushing it right now, bro. People are pumped. So the trailer begins with a sequence that is basically meant to establish that Shang-Chi is estranged from his dad. It also shows the militant and martial upbringing that he had as a child. An absolute legend, Tony Leung, is of course playing Shang-Chi's dad and the real Mandarin, who is the actual person that is in charge of the Ten Rings. You will recall that in Iron Man 3, the Ten Rings, and Trevor Slattery, who was played by the great Ben Kingsley, was a sort of faux or fake Mandarin. The character of Adrian Killian was either involved with the Ten Rings or pretending to be in charge of the Ten Rings organization, and he used a proxy Mandarin with Trevor Slattery to cause a bunch of fear out there. And we know from the little movie that is considered canon that was attached to the end of that film that the real Ten Rings organization is actually, they went to prison, they got Trevor Slattery, and they're bringing him to meet the real Mandarin, who would be Tony Leung. Now, the Ten Rings as an organization has popped up in the MCU all over the place. They're actually the organization hired in Iron Man 1 by Obadiah Stane to actually kidnap Tony Stark. They are seen in the first Ant-Man film trying to win the auction to buy the Pym particles. And of course, they play a large role in Iron Man 3. But Kevin Feige has stated in the past that much like Hydra, the Ten Rings organization has been around in the Marvel Cinematic Universe since the beginning, possibly an ancient organization dating back to even further back in time than even Hydra. And this is sort of mirrored in the trailer. We see some shots from ancient times, so there could be some kind of a conflict happening, either when the Mandarin first establishes himself as the power in the region, first perhaps takes the Ten Rings, or something like that. And some people even speculate that this guy could be immortal or hundreds and hundreds of years old. Now, while a lot of this stuff is being established visually and we're seeing incredible fighting, awesome sequences of cool characters being introduced, a ton of cool family drama being sort of played out, we get an awesome voiceover by Tony Leung, and he is saying that I gave you 10 years for you to live your life. You walked in my shadow. I trained you so that the most dangerous people in the world couldn't kill you. Son, it is time for you to take your place at my side. We then have a shot where Simu Lee, as Shang-Chi, says that's not going to happen. And then the voiceover as the whole trailer is winding down is the Mandarin saying, "You can't outrun who you really are. And basically through what we are seeing visually, but also kind of being guided through with that voiceover, we learn the basic premise of the plot and main conflict in this film, particularly for the character of Shang Chi. Now, if we take a look here at the actual trailer, there's a couple of different thoughts that I have about what could be going on. I mean, first of all, I think all of the scenes that we are seeing with Shang-Chi, with Awkwafina, and, you know, just being in America, I think these are all sort of at the beginning of the film. We're just going to see the life that he has. And at the end of the trailer, we're sort of led to believe that she's asking, "Who are you?" to Shang-Chi. I do not think that she's actually asking that to him. And on this train sequence, we actually see him fighting Razor Fist earlier on in the trailer. See right here, we're seeing Razor Fist in this train sequence with seemingly dressed the same way he is when they're doing the driving thing. I think this is an inciting incident where his father's, you know, sort of goons and hired guns are going to be coming to try to bring Shang-Chi to his father. I also think that this shot where, as a young man, he is defending the temple or whatever. This right here, this shot, he's defending from ninjas. Okay, these people are dressed differently than the normal Ten Rings people that we see. Okay. And so the face of him right here, him at this age, matches up with this scene. And if we see that, you see that inner cut where it's like Shang-Chi there, he's waking up, doing that sort of pensive stare. We can assume it's meant to cut to make it seem like he's remembering this moment. And what I think is happening here is he is being punished. You know what I mean? He is being punished. That's where the 10 years thing comes from. He gets exiled or perhaps runs away because of something he uncovers about his father. He's estranged from his father. And the whole crux of the film really is going to revolve around this tournament. Now, there's a lot of speculation on what the tournament actually is. Why does this tournament need to happen? Why does the Mandarin think it's so important that his son comes back to fight in this tournament? Well, we think this has something to do with the 10 Rings and ultimately with the Dragon of Fin Fang Foom that we have teased for us by the director of the film, Daniel Creighton. Or Creighton. I'm very bad with pronunciations. Regardless, Daniel teased some kung fu Dragon Ball type stuff with an actual dragon in the film as well. That's clearly Fin Fang Foom, and some of the leaked toys have shown that there will be a dragon in the film, and he's going to be known as the Great Protector. So we think something could be going on in the film in which every so often, maybe every couple of 100 years, the rings themselves must be passed on to another person, or the Great Protector is going to have a tournament to reestablish who gets to use the 10 rings or something to that effect. Otherwise, there's no reason that the Mandarin would go get Shang-Chi. It seems like he really needs Shang-Chi. And in some of the other shots, it definitely seems like Shang-Chi is going to be fighting and trying to escape almost immediately after being brought to presumably China to meet with his father. I mean, we see him wearing that same yellow and blue outfit several different times. This right here, right? You've got the brown, the yellow stripe, the blue, and then the hoodie underneath it. This is him with his dad, with Razor Fist, and with Awkwafina landing at whatever the facility is. That this is probably where the tournament's going to go down. However, if we keep going, we see in this shot where presumably he is using one of the 10 rings to manipulate space or time to make the water do this. Seemingly is in that jacket, but he is not wearing the hoodie, or at least we can't see the hoodie. Okay, there he is with it and the hoodie. Interestingly, in this shot where he is fighting this guy, he also has the hoodie on. And who's this running beside him? That is clearly Awkwafina. She's wearing that same outfit trying to run away. This looks to be in a city setting. And it's very likely that homie is trying to stop Shang-Chi from being able to run away. He's fighting here in the hoodie. Once again, this is totally irrelevant. This is the Mandarin fighting somebody, maybe even the dragon, okay? Again, the ancient shots, we don't really know exactly what that means, but just through some kind of like Marvel detective work, what I think is going on here, guys, is Shang-Chi, the inciting incident will be Shang-Chi's father, the Mandarin, realizing that the tournament is happening. There's big stakes. It's something there's something on the line, something that he badly needs. I do not think that he is just trying to get his son back or working in any altruistic sense. And at the end of it, where he says, you can't outrun who you really are, that just really feels like one of those Darth Vader kind of lines. You know what I mean? You know, you can't escape your destiny. You know what I mean? Like, he's just trying to get him to go to the dark side. Shang-Chi, not going to go to the dark side. We all know it. He's going to be a hero. He's going to be an Avenger. He's going to kick a lot of ass. But what is happening in this trailer is we are getting the setup that it's a Shakespearean family type drama going on, crazy ancient alien technologies that are granting power. And I think it just makes sense that the power the Mandarin has must be hanging in the balance. Otherwise, why would he go get Shang-Chi? Now, as far as what kind of power Shang-Chi has, I saw a lot of Marvel fans talking about this. Is he just a regular dude? Is he just really strong? So Shang-Chi basically uses similar powers to Iron Fist, mostly controlling of his chi or his kai, depending on the translation. This is something that Dragon Ball fans are very familiar with. It is essentially just life energy or energy that flows throughout the universe that certain people within the Dragon Ball universe are able to tap into, elevate their levels or connection to it, and through ki or chi, actually create auras of energy around them and blast people. So Shang-Chi, especially in more modern renditions, clearly has such key control that he can actually make weird things happen, like Naruto's like mirror image technique, things like that, and a lot of anime influenced things that Shang-Chi is able to do. He's basically a Dragon Ball anime character in the Marvel universe, which again could potentially be why his father thinks he needs Shang-Chi for whatever is going down in the tournament. So to sum it all up, the basic idea of the trailer is showing you the history and backstory of Shang-Chi, the estrangement that he has with his father, the fact that his father is the Mandarin, the fact that he's going to be taken more or less against his will and seemingly try to escape and not be able to and be forced to participate in this tournament, but he will likely not be actually fighting for his father's cause, as we do see him fight his sister at the end of the trailer. That is his sister, likely to be the last fight in the tournament, brother versus sister, fighting for the legacy of their father or to protect this power that their father has. Seems really obvious and kind of cool and Shakespearean, so that is likely the way that it will go. I think we're also meant to be set up with some crazy power with the 10 rings, a lot of intrigue for what the Marvel cinematic version of the 10 rings are, as in the comics, they are actual rings that go on your fingers. They have all kinds of crazy abilities and are super weird, and it seems like they are very different in the MCU. They seem to be more like bracelets that are on the arms of the person. They seem very technological, as they almost appear to be like going into the skin and into the bloodstream of the person we see in the ancient shot. And they seem to have crazy abilities. I mean, you give him super strength, something akin to the Power Stone perhaps, but also we see him doing that weird thing with the water, which feels like either time or space manipulation. We don't get to see much of any abilities that Shang-Chi might have with actual powers, just his amazing fighting ability. And then there's obviously no tease of the actual dragon in this trailer at all. But the idea of the tournament, the idea of the family and the setup for it is there. I think it's fantastic. So that is basically our breakdown of the very first official Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings trailer. I think this trailer is awesome. I'm super excited for this film. Please let us know if we missed anything in the trailer or if something we brought up has you thinking and coming up with a new theory. Whatever you are thinking, share your hype and excitement for the Shang-Chi trailer in the comments section below. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I will see you in the next video.